I often get a rush of fresh ideas in the shower, and it's not like I have a blog in there or anything, a computer in there to blog. So I'm going to try to get these all out as fast as I can, and maybe then I will add to them in a blog post later on. So I've been obsessing about Craig Ferguson lately, and I do mean obsessing, like thinking about him a lot. And I don't mean like in the stalker, I'm gonna come hunt you down, psycho sort of way, like the kind that gets people thrown in jail. I just mean in the sort of obsession of the mind, as it were. Just kind of thinking about things and thinking about him, and um, I he also reminds me of someone, a lot of someone that I dated, for lack of a better word. And anyway, I just finished his book. I finished his book in hours, mere hours. I knew I would. Knew I would devour it. And while his story does not mirror mine in mine much of any way, other than we both have a penchant for inanimate objects that make us feel different than the way we are currently are. I'm enamored of this man. And so what happens too is, like, I watch him and I think, oh, I would love to meet him, and the holic in me, you know what I mean? Like the any holic, pretty much. Food holic, money holic, sex holic. Alcohol, of course, is involved. I don't know about all of the A's for nothing, folks. Thinks like we would be great together. We would be a great match. Like, it would be fabulous. Now, mind you, the man is on his fourth marriage. So why I think, first of all, I want him to be happy in his marriage. Second of all, why then, if he wasn't happy in his marriage for some reason, if, he were to, like, split up with his current wife, why then I think I would be the magical, mystical force that would make it different. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. Why would me, rando that he's never met, why would I be the special magical thing that would transform his life and his heart? I say this just to say that I live in a fantasy land, being a holic. But anyway, I just happened to pick up this book at random 2 minutes ago, well, actually before I got in the shower, and it's called Original Self by Thomas More. And the page I happened to pick up was talking about the pure, P-U-E-R, it's Latin, self. And it says it refers to a type of man or woman who is idealistic, romantic, playful, and self-contained spirit, or in whom this spirit is dominant and defining. And I was like, oh, that's why, because I'm thinking about Craig Ferguson all the time. I'm like, oh, that totally sounds like Craig Ferguson. And then later on it says, it's an aspect of the spiritual side of a man or woman rather than the deep, downward, grounded soul. The pure spirit keeps us moving, looking ahead, creating, and imagining. The pure spirit is well represented in high-tech industries, where it links up well with ever-changing technology and fast-moving calculations. A computer itself may be a pure object, which I, as well as Craig Ferguson, loves the Tweety and all of his such like that. It is often difficult to pin down a pure, establish a friendship or marriage, fit them snugly into an organization, or even get them to stay around for a while. The pure spirit may be completely unrealistic and unreliable, yet at the same time astonished with its unending, fertile output of ideas and possibilities. To the pure, life may look more like a game than a serious business. And I was like, yeah, that, again, as if I know this man. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's totally Craig Ferguson. And it's totally me, I totally, that's me. That's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. And it says that it also says that it's both a blessing and a curse, that spirit is. And so I'm in the shower and I'm thinking about all this that I just told you, and how weird that all is, and why I keep thinking about him and everything. And I'm like, well, what is it that you, like, because then I thought also, I'm like, well, you're not going to marry this man. You're not going to meet him, and he's not going to fall in love with you, you crazy obsesso rando. But I'm like, you know what? Even though he's married, and I hope for his sake that he is married for good and that he is doing the deal or whatever. But you can even see when he interviews people that he's still like just charming and sexy and flirty, and he enjoys it. And hopefully his wife knows him and they're good with that and everything. And I've always, I don't know, connected with that, or I'm always like, I hope his wife's cool with that, because it's so apparent that he loves his job and he loves connecting with people and he loves having a good time and being funny and out there and whatever. And I just finished this book and I'm like, well, what is it? What are you supposed to learn from him? Like, even if you were to meet him, even if you were to, get to LA and shake his hand and be like, what's up, fellow companion on the road of happy destiny? Like, we're not gonna be soulmates in any sort of like romantic regard. Why am I thinking about him all the time? Like, why is he on my mind? Like, get rid of the romance. Get rid of that. That's what my mind goes to. It's romantic and unrealistic, and it's childish. Like, so what? Get rid of that. Like, what's the deal? And then it kind of hit me, because I was in the shower, no doubt, where I get all of my transformative revelations. He said in his book, and maybe I'm putting words in his mouth, but if I had to take a theme away from his book, besides the idea that he, is an American and that he is happy to be American, and that there's something about this country that affords opportunity to people like him coming from another country that other countries may not afford, is that he wasn't afraid to fail, quote unquote, to fail until he didn't. So maybe the point is, maybe what I'm drawn to in him, it is what I'm drawn to in him, that he's goofy, that he doesn't care what other people think, that he I love the puppets. Oh, I love the puppets. The puppets and the lip syncing and the sketches and the tweets and the emails he's just a goof. He's a little bit of my father, and he's a little bit of this guy I dated, and he's a little bit of me, and he's just a little bit of everyone I've ever found funny in my life. And he's not afraid. You know what? He's not afraid to make himself laugh. Awesome! Most people don't understand that. Most people don't understand like how ridiculously fun it is to say something, realize I don't even know if anyone else thought that was funny. I don't know if anyone else even understood what I just said, but I just cracked myself up. That's awesome. That's so much fun, just to crack yourself up. I've done it working in a bookstore. A commercial came on the radio. I talked back to the commercial. I made a joke. I'm by myself, mind you. No one's even in the room. And I make this joke, and I cracked myself up. I was laughing so hard. I had my head on the counter, and a customer came in, and I had to kind of, compose myself and, help them. Laughing by myself about something that I said to myself. Oh, as Desmond Tutu said about him, look, you're crazy, but you're the kind of crazy we need, he said to him. Beautiful. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that's what I'm supposed to take away from Craig Ferguson, besides my weirdo romantic fantasies. They're not even, what is it? I don't even know. Romantic fantasies. Yeah, yes, Craig. We're all fucking suckers for a goddamn English, Scottish, Welsh, Irish accent. I don't know what it is. It's ridiculously intoxicating. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna fucking lie. But I think that's what it is. For me today, I think what I'm supposed to take away from him and his story and his attitude about life is it's okay to fail 1,000 times, but you're not going to know unless you do it. Unless you go out and you just do it and just try and fuck off. So, there's my obsessive Craig Ferguson talk. There you go. Oh well.